that Albanese has put his hard left mates from university days in key positions across the government. The piece also looks at the influence of Penny Wong, as well as how Albanese has been apparently begging her not to retire. Look, Michael, it's astonishing that this deep dive into Albanese's office and team, shows that he's surrounded by even what Albanese, apparently, according to this reporting, he refers to his own team as the Albanistas, named after the Nicaraguan left-wing resistance fighters. It's just astonishing when you look at it.
Mm. Daniel Ortega, I thought we'd got rid of him in the 70s, but he's back. Look, I'd be fascinated to hear Richo's view on this, but as Richo knows better than anyone, the Labor Party's incredibly tribal. And he's surrounded himself by people who have been in his corner for 20 or 30 years, which is why Catherine Murphy, who comes in, and I read that she's going to tell him like it is. She's going to give him the, she's not going to hold back. She's going to tell him what needs to be told to him. Well, he's going to show her the door very quickly, because there's nothing a leader dislikes more than a blow-in telling you where you're wrong all day long. I don't think she'll last long. The people that will last long, the people that have been with him on this 30-year journey, Wong, Gartrell, etc.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, he seems to be, according to the article, welcoming her advice, even if it's already been what he doesn't want to hear. Richo, you're a personal mate of the Prime Minister's. Do you think that he doesn't take advice well from those he disagree with? Because that's what we've seen in this reporting over the past 3 days, that even those close to him warned him against holding the voice referendum, and he just ignored the advice.
Well, I've never known a leader who took advice from everybody that he should have taken advice from. I've met plenty of leaders who wouldn't take advice from anyone. They're a dime a dozen. And it's really hard sometimes to get people to listen. Now, I've always found, perhaps because I've got a good personal relationship with him, that he will listen. If I call him and proffer an opinion, then I see that he does listen, and at times he'll even alter his behaviour or policy if you can convince him he's been going in the wrong direction. So,
but Richo, sometimes it's the other way around, isn't it? Because you didn't agree with the voice initially, and then next minute you were on TV advocating for the voice. So Albo had changed your mind, not the other way around.
Albo didn't change my mind on that. I did the thing, I suppose, that you have to do. I went with my tribe, even though it pained me a little to do so. I've done that a few times in my life. In the end, I don't pretend that I have all the wisdom, but I've never been one to break tribal rules. I'm a Labor man all the way from the old bootstraps right up to there, and it won't change.
There you go. Obviously, it's the Dunkley by-election on the weekend. The PM says he's not going to spend Saturday night in the electorate. Instead, he's flying back to Sydney, where he may or may not go to the Mardi Gras. Here's Albo today.
At this stage, my plans for Saturday night are to have dinner with my family. I'll wait and see whether we end up going there or not, but it's to be back in Sydney because it's my birthday.
Michael, is that fair enough, or do you think the PM should be in Dunkley for this critical by-election?
Well, he should be, but things seem to be going a little bit airy for Labor down there. It should be 3 to 4%, but there's something in the water. So one of my friends who's been down there for the last few days is telling me, a long-time Liberal Party campaigner standing on the booth saying to me, "I'm not sure about this, mate." He said, "I'm not sure that 3 to 4%'s right. It may be worse than that for Labor." So Albo's probably right to go home, but either way, he'll go to the Mardi Gras because he can't resist he can't resist a freebie, can he? So he'll be there. He'll be there.
I'll have to give you a call later, Michael. We might have a little side bet on this, I think.
Well,
okay.
What's your sense,
right,
Michael?
Are
you thinking that Labor is still going to win Dunkley?
Yeah.
My sense is Labor are going to win, and it's 3 to 4%. However, there are a lot of negatives, 1%ers playing against Labor. The cost of living lie hasn't gone down well. Mortgage rates are still too high. Albo told everyone that fixing the cost of living crisis, as he called it, under Morrison and Frydenberg was easy. $275, not a problem. We can just do that straight away. The fact that that foolish Labor candidate didn't turn up to the Paul Murray debate the other night, that was very stupid. I mean, that permeates thousands of people in the electorate. Why didn't she turn up? Oh, she's a poor candidate, or she mucked up that press conference, or she's frightened or hiding. It's just very bad not to turn up. The Australian Democrat turned up, did very well. The Libertarian person turned up, did very well, and Conroy, the Liberal candidate, I thought was outstanding. Labor not to turn up, stupid. So, Sharri, there's all these 1%ers working against Labor. It could be worse than 4%. The wind is gently blowing against Albo at the minute.
Well, all the polls, 4 polls out this week, all show that Albo's ratings are falling. One of them even that the coalition is now ahead of Labor. Richo, what's your sense about what's going to happen on Saturday?
I think, where Labor's in the midst of midterm blues. Every government has them. We seem to be having them at the moment. I'd say in a seat like Dunkley, it's not easy for us to win. I'm very reluctant to predict Dunkley. I think it's going to be very tight. But if I had to put money on it, I'd say Labor will still scrape in, but it won't be a triumphant result.